I'm just gonna get into what happens. I even have some video footage. It's what it ain't. It's your girl Ombre Alert, and I am back with another video. A little psycho, you feel me? Like a D-list movie. This is somebody that we should have heard about in school. What is going on with the school system? You guys are gonna be shocked when I say what I'm about to say. Okay. What it ain't, it's your girl Ombre Alert, and I am back with another video. I'm so sorry that I've been gone so long. This summer has just been crazy. I've been working a lot. That's really all I've been doing, is working. I haven't had much time to record videos. I do have some content on the way that's really good, and I am hoping to get a video out to you guys by this coming weekend on my new topics. But for right now, I do have like a story time that I want to get into. So if you are ready, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. We are on our way to 700 subscribers. I do have some new things coming soon. Some new really fun things that I want to get popping this fall and winter. So I'm just coming back here so that I can really get recharged and focus more on my purpose. And if you guys are still rocking with me, then you know where I'm at. I'm right here. So let's keep going. Let's go. So, as a, female, it's hard. It's hard being a female in general, but it's extra hard being a Black female. So to start off this story time, I really want to talk about like being a female. I don't even know what to say. It's just like this experience that I'm about to tell you is very uncomfortable for me. I was just going to do a TikTok to get it out the way, but I do feel like it should be a longer video because it's happening to a lot of women. A lot of women are getting like harassed and stabbed at the metro and things like that. And in my experience that I'm going to tell you, I didn't get hurt, first and foremost, but it was harassment nonetheless, and it's hard, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to get into what happened. So basically, I'm heading to work, and, I have to walk quite a few blocks to get to a metro station to get on the train. And my commute from my house to my job is, let's just say I don't work in the same state I live in, so it's metro accessible, but it's still a long ways to go. And I live in the hood. And I'm always on my P's and Q's and things like that, because that's just the way that I was raised. I'm used to living in the hood. I'm used to living in a quite violent environment where you always have to like make sure like you're watching your back and things like that. So in that, you develop a pace of walking and things like that. And in this particular situation, I'm walking, I'm minding my business. I'm used to, dudes stopping me, saying things. Hopefully, I'm hoping most of the time that they're just saying something and then I can keep it going and keep it moving. But sometimes it doesn't happen. And there's a, not taking no for an answer type of thing. In this situation, there was I can't even call him a gentleman. I was really going to do that. But in this situation, I was walking to the metro, and there was a guy that noticed me, and he said something to me. And, from what I could see, from what was going on where he was, I could tell he was, amongst those that were on some drugs, you know what I mean? So as I'm approaching, I'm they're here, there's some drug addicts here, and there's me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going this way, naturally I'm going away from the situation. One of them was saying something to me. A man was saying something to me, and I ignored it and I kept walking. And this particular day was a Sunday. The train was not running properly, so I was able to get on the train, but it didn't start moving for a while. Like I literally was sitting there for like 20 minutes on the train waiting for the doors to close, and the guy that was at the bus stop at the time, he was able to get on the train because the train didn't take off like when it was supposed to. So he got on the same cart that I was on, and he sat like across from where I was sitting. So if I'm sitting here, he was sitting on that side, but the same like aisle or whatever. So he starts talking to me, and I just told him, you know, I don't really feel like talking. You know, at this point, this was like my 7th day working in a row, and I was just exhausted, and I was just ready to get to work and, you know, get it over with, if you will. And rightfully so. If I don't want to talk to you, then I just don't want to talk to you. So I just told him, you know, respectfully, you know, I'm just sitting here minding my business. I'm not really trying to like have a conversation. I'm tired. Like, I only have a few minutes, you know, a few good minutes to myself before I have to give myself to a company, you know, that I'm clocked in for. So I don't really want to talk right now. And of course, you know, I could tell from his mannerisms that he was intoxicated off of something, and he just kept talking, and it was everything. It was his speech was slurred, his body language was very droop and sloppy. You know what I'm saying? I even have some video footage that I will insert in this video so you guys can kind of see or gauge the conversation. And in this instance, I do want to say that I'm a very nice person. You know, if a dude even has the courage, not to say that I'm just like top level, top notch. Like, I'm very humble about my shit. And I will say that if a dude actually presents himself with some class and some dignity, and he stops and talks to me, I give a dude the floor to say what he wants to say, and then I can respond. And I'm always very nice. I never like brush people off or treat them like crap if they actually say something to me, because I'm flattered always at the end of the day. But if it's a man that doesn't have the decency to respect my private, like my bubble, if he can't respect that, if he doesn't come to me correctly, dressed correctly, if his pants is falling down, you know what I'm saying? He had a few dollar bills just falling out of his, like, he didn't have a wallet, like there was no class, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just was not, if he's bedazzled, you know what I mean? He was like bedazzled from the top to the bottom. It was given Ed Hardy. And I'm just not, that's not my wave. That's not my vibe at all. And he was slurred in his speech, and a few times in the conversation he was falling asleep. So it's like, if I notice that you're waking up early to talk to fiends, you know what I'm saying, whether you're serving them or not, and then you think you can talk to me and ask me for my number and things like that, I find that disrespectful. Because why would you think that me, you know, I'm totally normal at this point, you know, I'm dressed for work and things like that in a professional sense, and you think that you can talk to me? That's like a no for me. And that's where respectfully, that's where I draw the line, okay? Because you need to present yourself with some class. If you see a queen, you do not do that. So he's starting to talk to me. He's saying, oh, I'm this artist in your city, and are you from here? And, you know, I'm just nodding. I'm saying, because he's not, at this point, he's not stopping to talk to me. He's still talking to me at this point. And then, as you will see in the video, let's just roll the clip. Let's just roll the clip.
Fuck with the gas.
No.
Fuck with the
Your money falling.
Watch my back. I got snapped in videos and shit too. Show my video. Not bringing that in.
as you can see, he says something at the end of the video like, why are you blocking your blessings? And I'm tired of y'all. I guess now he wants to talk about women in general blocking their blessings. And, you know, I thought it was funny, but his tone was raising and he was getting upset because he didn't get my number or anything like that. I just think it's interesting what men think a blessing is. And you know, sometimes how like when people are intoxicated, they start like revealing what they really think about and what they really like, how they really feel. That's what I was getting from him, that's something that he's been thinking about for a little while, is that women block their blessings. And for me, you know, obviously he was not a blessing to me, and he's not even a blessing to himself, which was the reality in my mind. And of course, I didn't really pay it no mind, but it made me sad. Like this experience made me sad. It made me want to cry, because it's like living in the hood. I always have this experience where I'm seeing a lot of people on drugs, and nowadays I see a lot of people closer to my age, and I'm 29, so I see a lot of people like closer to my age that's like on drugs, and I walk past them every day, if not every week. And a lot of people, it's sad to see your own people just give up on their dreams, give up on life. And it's sad that I feel like when men in particular are intoxicated off of whatever substance that they are on, they just cannot control their level of horny. And what I mean by that is that they don't care if there's someone that is totally sober, not paying them no mind, trying to just get through the day, you know, doing things that they're not doing, going to work and things like that. They don't care if someone says, like, can you leave me alone? They still are in their horniness. They still cannot control what they say or what they do. And to me, it was just like, I don't even know what he's prepared to do, because literally he's calling me beautiful. He's saying, oh, but you so beautiful and things like that. And, you know, that may be the case, but how do you think that makes me feel if it's like, for me, it's like, he doesn't know how often I get approached like this. Like, I've been approached like this before. It may have not been with someone that was like completely on drugs, but it could have been somebody. At one point, there was one dude that got out of prison and told me he had 11 kids and he wanted me to be his girlfriend. And I'm just waiting on the train. You know what I mean? Like, it's like he didn't know how often horrible things like this happen to me. And it made me sad, because I feel like I'm single, right? And I'm even changing things about me, like the way that I dress and things like that. And I'm getting more into, I can't even say my soft girl era, but I guess that's what it is if you want to categorize it. But I'm just getting grown. You know, I'm dressing better. I'm more financially stable. I'm trying to like attract, you know, better men into my life. And I feel like the wrong ones just keep coming. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't understand how that feels, to be a woman that is trying to do better within herself and attract better energy. And all you keep coming across is these tired ass, you know, I gave up on myself ass motherfuckers, or projects, if you will. You know, when you get older, you don't want to help a man. You know what I mean? You need help. Like, I feel as though I never thought that as I was getting older that men would care so much about how much a woman was making as far as being in a relationship. Because the way I was raised, like, the woman, you know, I was raised to see things through my mom and dad's relationship. And my dad was always working. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. So that's the way it was. So I just assumed that, you know, a woman's supposed to take care of the household and a man is supposed to work and bring him money. So as I'm getting older, of course, I realize things are a lot different now, but some things shouldn't change. And I feel like as I get into relationships, I see that men really care how much money a woman has in her pocket and how much money she's willing to give up. And that's just not, to me, it's just not the way things are supposed to be. Like, it's not supposed to be like that. Like, it's hard enough being a woman. It's expensive enough being a woman. And I'll be damned if I have to take care of a man or, you know, help him, you know, give him my phone number so that he can make me a drug addict too. You know what I mean? Like, in this instance, it's like it was nothing that this man could have did for me. And I feel like I am the one that needs help. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too proud to say that I don't need any help or I don't need a man. Yeah, I do. I want one, but I want a good one. And I want a strong one. And I want one that knows that he has to take care of me and not expect me, because I'm going to do that. Like, I'm a woman, I'm a queen. I'm naturally going to take care of anyone that's in my life, but I'm not going to be taken advantage of in that way either. I'm not going to take care of you and then you don't take care of me. I'm not going to take care of you and then you're asking me for money. Like, no. And in this particular situation, this man, clearly he needed some serious help. And I ain't talking about just therapy. I think he needed some type of, like, not even, you know, psychiatric. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like he needed to go to rehab. You know what I mean? He needed rehab, and he needs it today. And he needs a lifestyle change, but he has to want that to happen. And that's not something that I could have told him. That probably would have set him off and made him choke the shit out of me or something. But respectfully, he triggered me and he didn't even understand. Like, he triggered me to think about all these bad experiences that I've had while I'm just minding my business, trying to get home or trying to get to work. He added to my negative experiences, and he didn't care about that. And I'm trying not to trigger him, and he's triggering me. And it's just too much of that going on in the community. I'm tired of, you know, these men, you know, and I'm just tired of what's going on in society. I feel like I'm just sick of it. I'm really sick of it. And I couldn't record anything else without saying this and talking about this experience, because I recorded it. I don't do that. I don't record when dudes like try to talk to me and stuff like that. I never feel compelled to do that. But in this situation, I just felt like he just was not leaving me alone. And in the video, you can see that, you know, this is, I guess, within like, I started recording within like 5 minutes of the conversation. So that wasn't even the whole conversation, but that was the point where I was just getting sick of it. I was getting sick of him being around me and being messy and being like that, and comfortable talking to a stranger being like that, comfortable talking to someone that you want to be, that you want to sleep with or whatever, because you don't want me. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. And you don't want to hear you need to get your shit together. You don't want to hear you need to go to fucking rehab. But that's what you need to do. You can't be with me and be like that. And you can't want no real woman and be like that. Like, that's just not it. And like I said, I do have some things coming soon. I'm not even going to say anything. You guys can kind of, you know, venture in on what you think I mean by that. But I do have some things coming soon where I feel like I need to talk about stuff like this, because it's harassment is harassment at the end of the day. It's all uncomfortable, and it can all escalate and get more and more violent. And it doesn't have to, and I didn't necessarily feel like it was going to, because God just really protects me so much. But at the same time, it could have escalated, and I'm really glad that it did not escalate. But I say all this to say, women, you're not alone. It happens to me all the time, and I just hate it. And in DC, it happens a lot. It's a lot of drug addicts. It's a lot of old men. Like, I just had a old man today. Like, I was drinking a frap. Was looking at me as I was drinking, and he talking about something, you drinking an iced coffee. And I was like, no. I just said no. And I kept drinking it. And I walked across the street, and he was just like, how you doing? Like, looking me up and down, and like I was some, delicious s'mores cookie off of TikTok. And he was an old man. Like, he could have been like my grandpa, and he was just drooling. And I think that a lot of men just assume that all females that are younger are the same. Like, all of us want some type of sugar daddy, and I'm just not like that. I don't want no old man. I don't want to have to do anything with him, talk or nothing. Definitely not anything more than that. But I don't want to talk to no old man unless it's an interview and he's done things in his life and we're actually having some type of professional conversation. It's never going to be anything like that with me. Like, I'm not money hungry like that. I've always worked hard for money. And yeah, so anyways, I just had to talk about that because just being harassed is just so uncomfortable, and I just hate it. I hate it so much because I just feel like as women we don't deserve that. It seems like men sometimes they're comfortable making us feel scared for our safety, and I just don't understand that. Like, it's to the point too where it's like I was praying that somebody else was going to come on the train because I didn't know what he was going to try to do to me. And I didn't know if anybody was going to help me anyway, but I just wanted a witness or something. And I shouldn't be afraid that men in my own community isn't going to like say something or help me or whatever. I didn't want him getting close to me, touching me, nothing. And all of that could have happened because there was nobody on the cart. Like, there was nobody but us two. And, I just didn't know if I was going to get any help or anything if something were to happen. Like, I don't know. So, I'm saying all this to say that, ladies, like, just watch your back. I don't have pepper spray, but I need to get some. I need to get something because I just can't. I can't take all this harassment. That's not what's supposed to happen. But anyways, it's your girl Ombre Alert. I'm so glad to be back on YouTube and recording videos. I will see you guys soon. Comment below, unfortunately, if you've had an experience like this where you've been harassed and you're just minding your own damn business. Please comment below. And men, please comment, ways that you guys can be aware and just not make us feel scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, if my thing is for you men, if you think we're pretty, just say something and then keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? That's the best thing you can do because we like a little mystery, especially if you're fine. Like, just say something and then move on. Like, don't stare like hell and then don't say anything if you're fine. Like, you're fine if you're fine. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.